He's been called the master of motivation, and he's the #1 life coach in the United States.
Now, David Essel wants to show us how the first 30 minutes of your day can be a powerful breeding ground for a positive mental attitude. His latest book is called Focus, How to Slay Your Goals. And it's nice to have David back with us again this morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Oh, great to see you guys.
Yeah,
Both
you
your
too.
beautiful smiles.
Thank you.
That's
That's so nice. Now, I have to be honest, because I want to know how you can, the first 30 minutes of your day, how it can change your life.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Okay. You know, it is you said breeding ground.
Yes.
It's the breeding ground of a great day or an average day or a terrible day. What most Americans do is the first thing they get up, they'll check the weather or they'll check their Facebook or their Instagram or whatever, right? And if all those things were incredibly uplifting and there was no negativity or judgmentalism or conspiracy theories on any of the media, I'd say go ahead and do it.
Okay.
But we know we get sucked into the vortex. We get sucked into that. We just have to see what's the next picture, what's the next photo, who said what on this, right?
Are you looking in my window?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's exactly what I do when I wake up.
I got both you guys spied out, okay? So just so you know. But what we want to do is we want to start the mind in a positive way with, it could be prayer or meditation, journaling, reading, something motivational. You know, some people will use scriptures. Other people will use, like one of my favorite people of the all world, Wayne Dyer, when he was with us. He passed, a couple of years ago, but people might wake up with Wayne, or maybe one of my books, but the first 30 minutes puts us into that momentum. It gives us that push. Now, it's not going to make your day perfect because you have to do the right action steps, right? But it will at least start you off. It's like a springboard to an awesome day.
Well, speaking of springboard, you jumped off the springboard right here in Syracuse because you're a native. You're a native here, right? Talk a little bit about being from here and how you've propelled or jumped off in life, I guess.
Well, I love being from Syracuse. I played basketball at Syracuse University for a couple years. I was here 2 or 3 years ago doing the commencement address for the School of Education graduation ceremonies, and that was a blast. So Syracuse is nothing but great to me. I still follow the basketball team. I saw Jim Boeheim a couple years ago, and we had a chat, which was really nice. So I love being from here. Now that I've left, and I happen to be living in a little bit warmer weather than we're having right now. Coming back, this is chilly.
Yeah, chilly. Yeah.
Well, you've been called the new leader of the positive thinking movement. So where did that come from? How did you earn that title?
You know what? This is such a fun story. So Jenny McCarthy, the celebrity Jenny McCarthy, Times Square, New Year's Eve, her own Sirius XM radio show. And she's great. Several years ago, I got on her show for our first #1 best-selling book, and the title of that book was Positive Thinking Will Never Change Your Life, but this book will. So Jenny found out about it, and we get booked on the show, and she says right away, then my next guest coming up says that positive thinking isn't going to change your life. Now, I want to tell my audience that I love positive thinking. So let's see what this guy has to say. And so I come on the show, and we were laughing, and we got along right away. Her energy is so awesome. And she said to me, David, listen, I'm a fan of positive thinking and The Secret and all of those kind of things. You don't believe it works. I'm giving you 3 minutes to sell me. At the end of 3 minutes, I'll tell you if I'm with you or I'm not. So I'm on her show. I go through my 3 minutes. At the end, she gives the timeout sign, and she turns to the mic, and she says, oh, my Lord, gang, I was wrong. David Essel is the new leader of the positive thinking movement. And from there, the book flew, Because
isn't that book, it's different from this one, but isn't that more about, you can't just will things to happen. You actually have to go out and do them.
Right.
In the New York Times the other day, there was a book they were talking about, and the author was describing The Secret and the Law of Attraction, very similar to the way I do in our book Focus, which is our brand new #1 best-selling book. But she described it the way it's like it was written by a 5th grader. The fantasy. If you just think about a red Maserati, it'll be in your driveway tomorrow.
There's still a little bit of work you got to do.
There's a lot. So we love positive thinking, especially in the morning, to get your juices flowing and to get you moving in the right direction. But positive thinking will only bring us 20% of our greatest success in life. 80%, as we mentioned in the book Focus, 80% will come from doing daily action steps for weight loss, money, addiction recovery, relationships, career, doing daily action steps you'd rather not do.
Right.
That's the key.
It so easy. Yeah.
You know, we want, you're right, we want instant gratification, you know.
But you got to work.
Hey, listen, I will guess this for both of you. You two television professionals. My guess is you didn't sit with a vision board and an affirmation and the next day wake up in this chair. Am I correct?
Are you kidding? No.
That was funny.
Yeah.
You're a comedian too.
Thank you.
Listen.
But we did get here with hard work, because neither of us had, well, you had more experience than I did in this particular field.
Okay.
Right.
So it was a lot of hard work and positive convincing.
Yes, exactly.
No, I mean, but that's what you're talking about, right?
It is. You have to be willing to do what 90% of the rest of the world won't do.
Right.
That's, you know, wait,
That's
like in our new book, Focus, we have the story of my friend Evelyn Keeling, who used Focus to lose 240 pounds. Now, just think about this. She was 240 pounds overweight. She was being wheeled in a wheelchair around because her legs couldn't support her. Okay?
Yeah.
She got so focused and did what 90% of people who struggle with weight won't do. She lost 240 pounds in her late 40s. When people say, oh, my metabolism is shot, that's the reason I'm this big, right?
Yeah.
And then in her early 50s, she became a bodybuilder.
Wow.
But she was willing to do what other people aren't, you know?
There you go. Well, listen, David Essel's latest book is called Focus, Slay Your Goals, The Proven Guide to Huge Success, A Powerful Attitude, and Profound Love. You can get the audiobook through Amazon.com, and you can find out more about David and his work at davidessel.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.